Archangel Michael says the time has come for you to see the truth behind your actions. You played a role in exposing darkness, and now the consequences are unfolding before your eyes. What happens next will test your faith, your strength, and your ability to stand firm. The crime was severe, something that shook the foundation of what is right. The person responsible thought they could escape justice, but the divine hand guided events in a way they never expected. You were placed in the right moment at the right time, and your actions led to their capture. Now, the weight of what has happened is settling in. The world is shifting, and the aftermath of this revelation is beginning to take shape. The enemy is not pleased with what you have done, but heaven stands by your side. There is no turning back from the truth that has been revealed. This was not a coincidence but a divine alignment of justice. Your path is protected, and what happens next will only confirm the power that surrounds you. Like this video if you are ready for divine protection. The whispers in the dark tried to keep this hidden for too long. But the light always finds a way to expose what must be seen. You have been chosen as a vessel to bring clarity where deception once ruled. There were forces working against the truth, hoping to silence it forever. But their plans crumbled the moment you stepped into your divine purpose. The truth will not be buried, no matter how much resistance it faces. The storm may feel intense right now, but do not fear. Every challenge that arises is another sign that you were meant to uncover this. Heaven's army is surrounding you, shielding you from harm. The person who committed this crime thought they were untouchable. They underestimated the power of divine intervention. Justice is not just a word, it is a force that moves through time with unstoppable precision. Type Amen if you believe in divine justice. Not everyone will understand why things happened the way they did. Some will question, some will doubt, but the truth remains unshaken. You were part of something greater. Something that had to unfold. Their actions were hidden in the shadows for too long, but when the light shines, darkness has no choice but to flee. You were placed in this moment because your spirit carries the strength to handle it. If you wish to show your appreciation, you can give super thanks up to $50. Do not let fear cloud your mind. Fear is the weapon of those who wish to undo what has already been set in motion. Stand firm, for the battle has already been won in the spirit. The enemy is working overtime to make you doubt yourself. They want you to question your role in this, to second-guess every step you took. But heaven is speaking loudly. What was revealed had to come to light. Type 777 if you trust in divine timing. There is no going back to how things were before. The moment truth enters the equation, everything shifts. You are walking in the aftermath of a divine intervention. This is not a punishment but a purification. Lies had built a kingdom of illusion, but now that kingdom is crumbling. What remains will be stronger, built on the foundation of truth. The person who committed this crime now faces the weight of their own actions. The false confidence they carried is gone. They must now answer for what they have done. But do not allow anger to consume you. Justice belongs to the divine, and vengeance is not your burden to carry. Release the weight and let the higher powers take control. Type Amen if you surrender this battle to heaven. You were never alone in this. From the very beginning, there were unseen forces guiding you. The moment of truth was written long before you even realized it. Even when doubt tried to creep in, heaven whispered that you were on the right path. Every step, every decision, every action, it all led to this moment. The weight of responsibility is heavy, but the reward is greater. The person who thought they could escape justice is now feeling the consequences. They tried to cover their tracks, but the divine sees everything. No one outruns what has been set in motion. Their fate is now sealed, but your journey is just beginning. This is a shift, a transformation, a powerful awakening. You are stepping into a new chapter filled with divine favor. Type 444 if you are ready for your breakthrough. Even when the storm rages, the light within you remains unshaken. You are covered, protected, and guided every step of the way. Nothing can undo what has already been set into motion. The enemy will try to plant seeds of fear in your mind. They want you to regret what has happened, to feel guilty, to question everything. But that is not your path. Your path is one of faith. This moment is proof that you were chosen for something greater. The power that surrounds you is undeniable. The divine is working in ways you cannot yet see. Justice is unfolding, and every hidden detail is being revealed. Nothing stays buried forever. The person who thought they were above consequence is now facing their reality. Type Amen if you believe the truth will always prevail. Archangel Michael says the battle is already won. There is no need for fear, no need for worry. What was meant to be revealed has come to the surface. The chains of deception have been broken. No more secrets. No more hidden agendas. This is the moment of clarity, the moment when the truth stands tall. You were not just a witness, you were a warrior in this battle. Your courage, your strength, your faith played a role in shifting this outcome. The heavens are rejoicing because justice is being served. Let go of doubt and stand firm in what you know. The forces of heaven are moving on your behalf. What was meant for harm has been turned into something greater. Type 999 if you receive this message of victory. The enemy is restless because their plans have been exposed. They never thought you would be the one to stand in the gap. But heaven always chooses the strongest warriors for the most important battles. Do not dwell on the past. What is done is done. The only path is forward, and forward is where your blessings await. You have been positioned for something greater than you can imagine. What happened was not by accident. This was a divine appointment, a moment that was always meant to be. Nothing happens outside of the divine plan. Now, a new season is beginning. The weight of what has passed will not hold you down. Your reward is coming, and it will be greater than you ever expected. Type Amen if you are ready for your divine reward. The battle may have seemed long, but victory is already secured. Every moment led to this outcome, and now the blessings will follow. What once felt uncertain is now a testimony of divine intervention. You are not just a witness but a warrior. Your strength carried you through, and now you are stepping into a new chapter. The heavens have seen your faith, and your obedience will not go unrewarded. The person who committed this crime is facing the consequences of their own actions. They thought they could outrun the truth, but nothing remains hidden forever. The final chapter has already been written. Now, it is time for you to rise. The next season of your life will be filled with blessings, protection, and favor. What was meant to harm you has only made you stronger. Archangel Michael says the truth has been revealed, and justice has stepped in. You played a role in bringing darkness into the light, and now the spiritual forces are shifting. What happens next is not just about them, it is about you and what is coming your way. This criminal believed they could escape, hiding in the shadows of deception, but the divine sees all, and their time of reckoning arrived. They thought no one would notice, but heaven had already marked the moment when justice would unfold. Your actions were not accidental, they were divinely guided. You may not have realized it at the time, but you were chosen to be part of this revelation. The path was set, and you walked it without fear. Now, the weight of what has happened is settling in. The forces that once moved in secrecy are now exposed. What comes next will shape not only their fate but also yours. Type 333 if you are ready for divine justice. The moment the truth was uncovered, the atmosphere changed. The enemy trembled because they knew their stronghold had been broken. They can no longer hide behind lies and deception. This was never just about one person, it was about the balance of truth and justice. When something evil lingers for too long, the divine steps in to clear the path. You were placed in this moment to bring forth that shift. You may feel the weight of it now, but do not carry it as a burden. Justice is not yours to hold, it belongs to the higher powers. You did what was necessary, and now the rest is unfolding as it should. This is a turning point, a moment that cannot be undone. What has been exposed will not be hidden again, the light has entered, and darkness has no place to return to. Type Amen if you trust in divine intervention. There were whispers trying to keep this hidden. But the truth was too powerful to remain in silence. The one who thought they had escaped was always destined to be found. No one outruns divine justice. It moves in perfect timing, never too soon and never too late. The weight of their actions has caught up to them, and now they must face it. This moment was necessary for the greater plan to unfold. If this had remained in the shadows, more destruction would have followed, but now, the chains have been broken, and restoration can begin. You were placed here for a reason, chosen to be a witness to this moment. The role you played was written long before you knew it. Everything is happening exactly as it was meant to. Type 777 if you believe the truth always prevails. The enemy will try to stir fear in your heart. They want you to regret your part in this, to question if you did the right thing. But heaven is speaking clearly, you were chosen for this. There is no room for doubt. The actions of this person led them to where they are now. The truth does not destroy, it reveals what was already broken. Every step you took was guided by divine hands. There was no accident, no mistake, only the unfolding of justice. The enemy's plans have failed, and heaven's will has prevailed. Now, the storm will settle, and clarity will rise. You will see why this had to happen. The blessings that were held back because of this darkness are about to be released. Type Amen if you are ready for your breakthrough. The person who was caught now faces the consequences of their own choices. They never expected this moment to come, but it was inevitable. The divine watches over all, and nothing is ever truly hidden. There is no escaping what has been set into motion. They can fight it, they can deny it, but the truth stands unshaken. What was done in darkness has been exposed in the light. This is not just about punishment, it is about correction. There is a greater purpose unfolding, something beyond what the eye can see. The balance is being restored. You are stepping into a new season because of this. What once held you back has been removed. The obstacles that stood in your way are crumbling. Type 444 if you are ready for new blessings. The weight of this moment will not break you. It is preparing you for something greater. You were meant to witness this, to be part of this unfolding truth. You may not have realized the significance at first, but now it is becoming clear. Everything is connected, and nothing happens without divine reason. This was not just about them, it was about what needed to be set right. The forces that once worked against you are losing power. They cannot touch you, cannot harm you. You are shielded, protected, and surrounded by divine favor. The enemy tried to use fear to stop this from happening. But fear has no place where faith stands strong. You have already won this battle. Type Amen if you know you are protected. Archangel Michael says justice has already been sealed. The judgment was written before this moment even arrived. Nothing can reverse what has been decided in the divine realm. This was not an ordinary event. It was a spiritual shift. When darkness is exposed, the entire atmosphere changes. What once had power now holds nothing but weakness. You are being elevated because of this. You may not see it fully yet, but it is already happening. Your obedience to the truth has unlocked something powerful. The heavens are watching over you. Every step you take from here will be covered in divine protection. No weapon formed against you will stand. Type 999 if you receive this message of victory. There are those who will try to twist this story. They will attempt to make you question your actions, but the truth cannot be altered. It stands firm no matter what is said. Lies may try to creep in, but they will not last. The one who was caught must face what they have done. No amount of deception can change what has been revealed. Your path is now clear, and nothing is holding you back. The barriers that once stood in your way have been removed. You are stepping into a season of blessings. What was hidden has been brought to light. What was broken is now being restored. What was meant for harm is turning into something greater. Type Amen if you are ready for your restoration. The battle may have seemed long, but it has already been won. This moment was destined to happen, and nothing could stop it. Every part of this was written in divine timing. The enemy will try to make you feel burdened, but do not carry what is not yours. The weight of justice is not on your shoulders, it is in divine hands. Let go and trust in the higher plan. If you wish to show your appreciation, you can give super thanks up to $50. The blessings that were delayed because of this situation are now on their way. The roadblocks have been removed. What was meant for you will now arrive without resistance. You have been faithful, and heaven has seen it. Your obedience, your courage, and your strength have all been acknowledged. Now, it is time for you to receive what is coming. Archangel Michael says justice has been served, and the truth has been revealed. You were part of something much bigger than you realized. the enemy never expected you to be the one to bring light to their darkness. The person who was caught thought they could hide forever. They believed their actions would never be exposed. But the divine had already written the moment when their deception would crumble. Your obedience to the truth played a powerful role. It was no accident that you were positioned in the right place at the right time. You were chosen to be part of this moment. Now, the tables are turning. What once seemed uncertain is now undeniable. The justice that has begun will continue to unfold in ways no one can stop. Type 333 if you trust divine justice. This criminal thought they were above consequences. They walked in arrogance, believing their actions would never catch up to them. But what is done in darkness always comes to light. The shift has already begun, the stronghold they built is collapsing, and there is nothing they can do to stop it. The path they once controlled is no longer in their hands. You did not act alone, divine forces were guiding you. Every step you took was part of a higher plan. The heavens rejoiced the moment the truth was revealed. Now, the enemy is desperate. They know their time is up, and they are scrambling to regain control. But it is too late, their downfall has already been sealed. Type Amen if you believe in divine victory. The weight of this moment may feel heavy, but do not let it burden you. You were never meant to carry the responsibility of justice alone. The divine has already taken over. The tables are turning, and soon you will see the full picture. What once seemed uncertain is now being made clear. The truth has shattered every lie that was spoken. Those who stood against you will realize they were fighting a losing battle. The power they thought they held was nothing more than an illusion. Now, they must face what they tried to escape. You are stepping into a season where the enemy can no longer touch you. What was meant to harm you has been turned into something greater. The path ahead is covered in divine favor. Type 777 if you are ready for your breakthrough. The enemy tried to silence the truth, but the divine never allowed it. Every attempt to cover their tracks only led them closer to their own downfall. The web of deception has collapsed. This is the moment when the wicked face the reality of their actions. They no longer have the upper hand. They are now trapped in the very schemes they created. You are rising, even as they fall. What was taken from you is about to be restored. The doors that were closed are now opening wide. The shift that is happening is not just about them, it is about you. Justice is not only about punishment, it is also about restoration. What was broken is now being rebuilt. Type Amen if you are ready for restoration. The tables are turning faster than they ever expected. The ground beneath them is shaking, and they can feel their time running out. They are desperate, but they cannot change what has been set in motion. Your role in this was written long before you even realized it. Every decision, every moment, every step, it all led to this point. You were meant to bring the truth into the light. Now, your name is being spoken in high places. Heaven is releasing favor over your life. The doors that once seemed impossible to open are now unlocking before you. You are walking into a season of divine elevation. No longer will you be held back by what once stood against you. The enemy has fallen, and you are rising. Type 444 if you are ready for divine favor. Archangel Michael says the shift has already happened in the spirit. What was hidden has been exposed, and there is no going back. The tables have turned completely. Every attack against you is now returning to its source. The enemy who plotted against you is now facing their own downfall. They are standing in the place they tried to place you in. You do not need to fight. Heaven is fighting for you. The battle has already been won. What was meant to destroy you has only made you stronger. This is the moment of divine reversal. What was lost will be returned. What was broken will be restored. What was blocked will now be released. Type 999 if you receive this message of victory. The chains that once held you back have been broken. You are stepping into a new level of freedom. Nothing can stop what has already been declared over your life. The enemy is watching as their power slips away. They thought they had control, but now they are powerless. Everything they built on lies is crumbling beneath them. Your testimony is being written in this very moment. What once seemed impossible is now unfolding before your eyes. The divine is moving swiftly, making all things right. You will not only see justice, you will walk in the rewards of your faithfulness. Every battle you faced was leading to this moment. Now, the blessings will overflow. Type Amen if you are ready for your blessings. The enemy underestimated you. They never expected you to stand in faith. They thought you would back down, but heaven gave you strength to move forward. Now, they must face what they never wanted to confront. The truth has shattered every falsehood they built. There is no more hiding, no more running. You are rising higher than ever before. The weight that once held you back is gone. The future before you is filled with nothing but divine favor. The shift has begun, and there is nothing that can stop it. The enemy has fallen, and you are standing in victory. The tables have turned, and now you are walking into your promised season.